Hello, I'm Dallas Johnson. I hope you're well. I want to talk to you about how electric vehicles are going to change the way that used motor vehicle dealers operate. The automotive industry is undergoing a huge transformation with electric vehicles, EVs, and they're emerging as a key player in shaping the future of transportation and how a dealership operates. As EVs gain traction in the consumer market, used motor vehicle dealers are really poised to face significant shifts in how they conduct business. The introduction of electric cars to the used motor vehicle market is going to alter your traditional business model, your process, and your customers' expectations in newfound ways. So, I want to talk about how EVs are going to impact used licensed motor vehicle dealers and what you can do to stay ahead of the curve. First of all, there's going to be a shift in inventory and vehicle sourcing. EVs represent a growing segment of the market, and every used motor vehicle dealer needs to adapt their inventory strategies to include EVs. Although at the time this video is being recorded, EV sales are down, but they are only expected to rebound to a level that has not even yet been seen before. And traditionally, the majority of used car inventories consisted of gasoline vehicles, but with increased interest in sustainability and eco-friendly transportation, EVs are really becoming much more desirable for many of your customers. And dealers are going to need to source used EVs from trade-ins, auctions, and some other channels as well. The supply chain for used electric cars is going to be a little bit different than traditional vehicles. And there are certain regions like California, Texas, Georgia, and some other states experiencing more of a high demand for used EVs due to their environmental incentives. Some states have more government rebates than others, and also some states have better local charging infrastructure as well. And that can definitely alter your customer's decision on whether or not they want to buy an EV. Dealers are going to need to partnership with service providers who specialize in EVs to ensure a steady flow of electric vehicles into their inventories. And moreover, the growing interest in EVs from manufacturers could make these vehicles much more accessible in the used market. Automakers are increasing their EV offerings, and that's going to provide a lot more options in the used market. So one thing you'll need to do is understand unique maintenance needs of EVs. One of the most significant changes for used motor vehicle dealers when it comes to EVs is their distinct maintenance and repair requirements. And, unlike a regular engine, which relies heavily on mechanical components like engines and transmissions, electric vehicles are going to operate obviously with a lot fewer moving parts and depend on batteries, electric motors, electronics, belts. And this really could have a negative effect on your service department if a portion of your dealership revenue depends on service. As EVs continue to age, used vehicle dealers will definitely need to have specialized knowledge on how to assess specifically the battery health of a vehicle, which is a critical component of any electric vehicle. EV batteries have a limited lifespan, and they're typically going to range from about 8 to 15 years, and their condition is going to really influence that used motor vehicle's resale value. So you're going to need to invest in training staff or partner with a qualified technician that'll accurately assess battery health of a used EV. So, if you're offering services like battery diagnostics, condition reports, warranty options to reassure customers, I think battery warranties are going to be an explosive revenue growth for used motor vehicle dealers in the future, guaranteeing batteries. I think getting ahead of the game here is really going to be crucial, and training your service staff to replace batteries in EVs will be crucial as well. Additionally, the emergence of new technologies such as battery swapping systems and advanced onboard electronics are really going to require a deeper understanding of software systems for your service department, which could really change how dealers service and maintain EVs. New pricing models for used EVs. The pricing structure for used electric vehicles is going to be different from traditional cars, obviously. Battery health is really going to play a crucial role in determining the price of a used EV. The battery health and the range that's left in those batteries will really affect the pricing. You're going to need to develop new pricing strategies that take into account factors like battery life, charging capabilities, and any remaining manufacturer warranties that are being honored, especially when it comes to battery life. The resale value of EVs is currently evolving, and While electric cars are expected to have a higher initial price, many are projected to become more affordable over time due to decreasing battery costs. So that's something I think that you definitely need to be aware of. As this shift occurs, dealers may need to adjust their pricing models accordingly. You're going to need to consider factors like how much the vehicle has depreciated and what incentives are going to be available to the buyer, such as any local tax credits or rebates or any government discounts. I always believe Manheim Market Report and Black Book should always give you an idea of a used EV value because they're definitely running through the auctions. You're also going to need to be transparent with your customer about the resale value of used EVs, including information on that battery degradation and expected replacement costs. It's going to be a huge factor in the value of a used EV. A well-informed customer, and I'm sure that you're aware most of your customers are well-informed with the internet and the research they do before they walk into your dealership. A very well-informed customer is going to know how much battery life is left with an EV. And this is something that you certainly want to disclose in advance to build that confidence and trust with that customer. This is information that you and your staff will need to be very transparent on. And this knowledge is really going to be crucial in building trust with your customers, letting them know how much battery life is left in an electric vehicle. Developing strong relationships with charging infrastructure providers. This is something that you might not be aware of, but one of the concerns that many consumers have when buying a used EV is the availability of charging stations. So public charging infrastructure has really expanded significantly in recent years, but there are still some areas where it is quite less accessible, and that's something you'll need to be aware of in your area. To support the growth of your EV side of the sales, you're going to need to forge partnerships with charging infrastructure providers. And what I mean by that, if you can give information about local charging stations, you can go online and find maps that show where your local charging stations are. And I think this would be a huge selling tool for your customers. There's apps. There's even, you might hook your customer up with home charging installations as a side business. If you have a little electrical ability, you could even offer a charging package installation if you've got a qualified electrician that maybe works for you, if you've got knowledge of one that you can contact. A dealer can add value to their offerings, so letting a customer know where charging stations are, letting a customer know how they can install a charging station. I even believe some dealers may even consider offering EV charging packages as part of their sales process. And that's going to provide your customers with easy access to, charging solutions. But I do want you to be aware, even you as a licensed motor vehicle dealer, you might want to explore installing like a public charging station at your dealership. Many dealers get repeat business from offering oil changes. And since you are not going to be offering oil changes in an EV, there's a way to get them to come back in. And maybe if your customer comes back in to charge a vehicle once in a while, that could incentivize them to trade up, which is always going to be good for you. So I do believe these collaborations are going to lead to exclusive deals where, charging companies are offering discounted or free charging for a certain period after the purchase. And I think that's also going to appeal to your used EV buyer. Also, one thing that you want to be aware of is that there is going to be an increased focus on sustainability and green marketing, regardless of your political beliefs. There's a lot of customers out there that want to stay green. So the shift to electric vehicles is also going to require used dealers such as yourself to embrace more sustainable practices and market approaches. And with that consumer interest in green and sustainable products, dealers need to position themselves as environmentally conscious businesses. So if you incorporate eco-friendly practices such as investing in clean power in your dealership, maybe you've got some roof panels or some solar panels, that can become a selling point for your customer when they see that you are a green dealer selling EVs. Regardless of your political beliefs, you can certainly cater to that market. Additionally, dealers can make environmental benefits and market the environmental benefits of EVs, highlighting the reduced emissions and the lower lifetime carbon footprints compared to traditional vehicles. So you can really adopt a green marketing strategy that's going to help attract a growing segment of eco-conscious consumers who are not only interested in the financial aspects of purchasing a vehicle, but also in the environmental impact of that purchase as well. Improving your customer education and experience is crucial as well. Selling a used vehicle, electric vehicle, requires dealers to shift their customer engagement strategies And buyers of used EVs may not be familiar with the technology or the charging options or the long-term costs they would be associated with a traditional vehicle. So educating customers on how electric vehicles work could incentivize a person that wasn't planning on an EV purchase to go ahead and purchase that EV. And so how to care for those EVs is going to be crucial education for your customer as well. So dealers are going to need to invest in creating educational content, such as more online resources, posting this information on your website, maybe even having one-on-one consultations to ensure customers understand the total cost of the ownership and let them understand all the available incentives and also how to maximize the lifespan of that EV. Additionally, when you provide customers with easy-to-use tools for tracking battery life and charging habits and potential maintenance needs, that's definitely going to enhance your customer experience. The buying process may also change as consumers move towards online and hybrid buying models where they research online and they come in and buy. And, with more buyers researching EVs from home, especially, dealers are going to need to adapt by offering that digital showroom, online vehicle demonstrations, and virtual consultations as well. Establishing new service and warranty programs. The mechanics of EVs are fundamentally different from those of traditional vehicles, as I'm sure you're aware. And as EV ownership grows, dealers need to adjust their service offerings. Electric vehicles require much less frequent maintenance than a gas-powered car, but they still need regular checkups, especially regarding battery health, tires, and software updates. You will definitely need to establish specialized service programs that address the needs of EV owners, such as offering battery life checkups, warranty packages, software diagnostic services. Many manufacturers offer specific warranties for EV batteries, and dealers, especially in the used market, will need to really be aware of these manufacturer warranties and offer transparency around these terms to attract buyers. Extended warranty options may also be a huge selling point, especially for used EVs that may have a shorter manufacturer's warranty remaining. So just remember, the rise of electric vehicles is undoubtedly going to transform your business. And while it does present some new challenges for you, it does open up many opportunities for used motor vehicle dealers that are proactive in embracing these changes. And by adapting your inventory, your pricing model, your maintenance practices, and customer service strategies, I think you can really position yourself as a leader in the growing electric vehicle market. The key to success is going to lie in staying informed, building strong partnerships, and offering a seamless buying experience for these increasingly eco-conscious consumers. So I hope you found this information helpful. If you would like to find a lot of valuable information for dealers, you can go to dealerslicense.com. Once again, that is dealerslicense.com. Thank you very much.